All right, hello and welcome back to our basics class of the nitric oxide release trainings. There are 30-minute sessions or less is our goal. We are going to be getting down on the ground the second half of class, so have a spot ready that you can get down on the ground. We're a little bit late today getting going. We had a little bit of a rain cloud pass through here in Phoenix. We're back here in our Sunray Park in Phoenix, Arizona, just on the outskirts of Ahwatukee. So thanks for those that are here live. Diane, great to have you. Let's go ahead. Once you get your air into your bands, we are adding air, or some folks are working on it now. We just got that added. And then once you get that air added in the upper body and lower body, everyone that's been working with those for more than 2 weeks now, we're going to go ahead and start standing. So when you're ready, go ahead and join me in a standing position. And we are going to have some elevated push-ups coming up. So when you get to those, we'll try to use the tree like we did last time, okay? All right, everyone. So when you come up to standing, go ahead and bring your feet just underneath those hips. Draw that midline in. We're going to start with a standing cat-cow today. So we're going to draw the belly in with a soft bend in the knees. You're going to bow forward. So send those hips back and place your hands on the bottom of your thighs, top of the knees. Now, as we exhale, you're going to lift up to that mid-back, draw that chin into the chest. And then as you inhale, a nice gentle arch, lifting the head and neck. Very good. I'm going to come a little bit closer. So you're going to exhale, round through those shoulders. Draw that chin in, draw the belly in. Inhale, gentle arch, lifting the chest, drawing the shoulders back. Good. Between 3 and 5 cycles here. Just barely moving through those knees, getting some movement through that mid, back, and shoulders. Good. 1 or 2 more. Blow the air out, draw that chin in. Soft inhale as you gently arch. Last one. Blowing that air out, rounding forward, chin to the chest, and then a nice gentle breath in. Final exhale of this cat-cow. On your next inhale, just push through your feet and make your way back up to standing tall. Very good. From here, let's go ahead and loosen up those hips, walk the feet wide, hands on the hips, a nice gentle hip circle. And reverse directions when you're ready. Circle the hips the other way. Fantastic. From here, let's open up those hip flexors. Go ahead and step your right foot forward, our left here. Step the left foot back, those of you on camera. And then we're going to bring the arms out to the sides. We're going to cross them up and over the shoulders. From here, elbows high. We're going to sink those hips back, rock the hips forward, lift the chest, lift those elbows. And now you're going to turn your body towards your front leg. Engaging the glute of that trail leg and a nice stretch in the front of that hip. Breathing. Go ahead and unwind your body. Keep your legs where they are. Rest those arms down. We're going to do that side one more time. So rock the hips forward, sinking forward, lifting the chest, lifting your arms. And now once again, pivot that body, turning your body towards that front leg, squeezing the glute and hip of that trail leg. And when you're ready, go ahead and unwind. And same thing, other side. So walk the one foot back and switch position. Chest tall, both feet are flat on the ground. Raise those arms up, cross the arms over, and once again, hips back, hips forward, squeeze that glute, and rotate that body, rotating towards that front leg. Turn the head and neck as well. Very nice. Unwind, relax the arms. One more time on this side. Hips rock back, hips rock forward, lift the chest, lift the arms, and pivot that body, turning towards that lead leg. I'm just going to check in with Diane here. A little bit more. See if you can have a little bit farther. You can get a little bit more opening that hip. There you go. Feel that? Shift and open. Nice, Shirley. And shake it out. Great work. Just a little arm swing here. If you want to add a side step to it, that's wonderful. Rotate the palms forward as you swing those arms back. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Awesome. Good. Waking up through those shoulders. All right, let's go into a little toe touch next. So bring those feet back in so they're just underneath the hips. Check in with the toes. They tend to rotate away sometimes. We want them forward. Lifting up through the belly, draw the midline in. We're going to go for our toe touch next. Chin to the chest, hands on the thighs. Just nice and slow here. Kind of find that range of motion for the moment. Reaching down for the feet. Beautiful. Good. Tuck that chin in towards the chest. Now breathe 1 or 2 breaths into the back of the rib cage. On the exhale, see if your body wants to go a little bit further. On that next inhale, slowly start to raise back up. Standing tall, rolling those shoulders back. Very nice. We're going to walk those feet just a little bit wider. Bring your hands up to your shoulders. Spread those fingers nice and wide. And now you're just simply going to push forward and draw back. Push forward and draw back. Good. So we're opening through the chest as we draw back, and just a nice strong push, like you're just pushing the air away. There you go. Beautiful. Good wide hands. Let's get about 3 to 5 more. Engage the glutes. Pushing forward, squeezing back. Just practice activating that upper body. We're going to start our next series here when we get ready for it with an elevated push-up or holding a plank. One more time. Push it forward, draw it back, and shake it out. Good job. Back to those arm swings. Wonderful.
The air smells so good.
Nice fresh air this morning.
After a little rain.
Yes, I love the smell of the desert after the rain. Absolutely. All right, when you're ready, we're going to start to get into position for our first circuit. We're going to be doing an elevated push-up. Ideally, you want to be a higher surface than you normally would use if you're using those bands. You want to make it a little bit easier. So Diane's going to use the tree here today. You could also use a wall, and I'm going to be using this ledge over here. So you're going to set the feet about hip-width apart, place the hands down, draw the belly in, and then when you're ready, you can start to lower your chest toward your surface, draw those elbows into the sides, keep that midline tight, and push away. We're going to practice this for about 30 seconds here. So as you're lowering down, kind of pulling those elbows in, your hands a little bit lower on the tree if you can. There you go, right about there. Elbows back, 10 seconds left. That looks great, Diane.
Yep. Like your forehead.
Yep, so you're lowering down towards your chest. So right about the level of the hands, we're at the level of the chest. Good, one more, staying tight, pushing it away, and rest. Good job, walking up from there. And then meet me back on your mat. We're gonna be working a little bit of balance next and some single leg strength. So once again, we're gonna be doing the opposite of what I'm talking about on the screen. Those of you on the screen, step your left foot forward. We're gonna be stepping with our right foot forward. You wanna keep your feet hip-width apart. We're coming into like a lunge position, but we're staying tall. And I just want you to come into like a little quarter lunge. So I bend down so that my front knee is bent just a bit and have your feet longer. So I want to have your feet wider apart. I want that front shin to be nice and vertical and feel like you can push into that heel. Good job. From here, you can hold those arms out to the sides, draw those shoulders back. We're going to hold this about 30 seconds. So chest up, eyes up, and then as able, hold those arms wide. Good. Draw the midline in, keep lifting through the chest and shoulders. Beautiful. Holding solid.
That really works. Boy.
Yep. Keep that heel planted. You'll feel that tendency to shift under the ball of the foot of that lead leg. So keep pushing through that heel. And 2, 1, make your way on out of that. Walk that back foot in, front foot back. Where are we at? In between sides. Oh yeah, we're doing our pulses. Sorry, I couldn't read my handwriting for a second. Take your index finger in front of the body, click the fingers together, and then circling them up to overhead. So index fingers touch in front of the waist, and then overhead if you're comfortable there. And then once you know that motion, just a little bit faster rhythm. Breathe. Breathe in as you lower down, breathe out as you raise up. Good. Beautiful. Good job. There you go. Smile, moving those arms, getting some blood flow in them. 10 more seconds. Wonderful. Keep drawing that belly in, eyes looking forward. 3, 2, 1, and rest from there. Great job. We're going to go back to that lunge position. This time it'll be our left leg, your right leg forward. So step that foot forward, work that opposite leg back. I want you to be far enough so that you have a nice long stance and it's easy for you to keep that front foot planted, shin vertical. Good. There's that tendency for that knee to sink forward. So draw the belly in, raise those arms out to the sides, and our 30 seconds starts now. So keep thinking about like kind of sitting into that front heel. You can bend that front leg just a little bit. Try to squeeze the glute of that trail leg. Eyes up, looking forward. Good, now draw those shoulders back. Nice broad chest. Keep them down out of the ears. Very good, 10 seconds left. Looks great, Shirley. Eyes up. Nice, Diane. And 3, 2, 1, and shake it out. Walking that back foot in. Coming up to standing. Arms up to the side, and now we'll do our march and punch. So still practice some balance technique with this. We're gonna lift up, exhale as you punch across the body. Beautiful. This is the end of set one. We're gonna be going back to those elevated push-ups here in about 20 seconds. Let's take about another 10 seconds here on this march and punch. Good. Keep breathing out. Oh, there's our sunshine. And 2, 1, and transition. Let's make our way back to your push-up station. Draw the midline in. So place it a little bit lower, right about shoulder width. Perfect. Belly strong, and when you're ready, nice and controlled, lowering down and driving away. Really work to not let the hips sink in. Yep. And there's a tendency for the elbows to wing wide. So Diane's doing a great job keeping those elbows in tight to the sides. Very nice. Yep. You need to, you can walk the feet a little bit closer. 10 seconds left. There you go. Down and away. Our goal is always to see how close we can come to bring our chest down to that surface we're pushing off of without losing good position in those shoulders. When you finish that next rep, go ahead and rest. Make your way back to the mat. We're going back to our single leg work there, that lunge stance. It's going to be our right leg, your left leg forward. We'll start here in 15 seconds. Now you're nice and warm, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to keep the feet hip width apart and take a nice big step back of the leg that's going to go behind you. Rock it down onto the heel, front shin vertical, heel planted, and then here we go. Arms raise up to the sides, drawing those shoulders back. And then just notice your body's tendency. You're going to feel yourself kind of want to shift onto that forefoot. I want you to keep it back in that heel. So keep pushing that heel down into the floor, kind of pushing yourself away. You should feel that hamstring of the front leg activate when you drive into that heel. You feel that, Diane?
Yes.
Good. 5 more seconds. Eyes up, holding strong, and 2, 1, release. Good job. In between legs, we have those arm circles. So you can be stationary in doing those arm circles. If you'd like to add a little side step to it, you can add the side step. Whichever one will give you a little bit bigger intensity. So if the side step kind of confuses you, then just stick with these arm circles. 10 seconds left. Keep that breathing going. Good. Chin in. And transition. Nice work. We're going to make our way to the opposite side. So those of you on screen, your right leg forward. Diane and I are going to anchor that left foot forward. So step it forward. Long step back of that opposite leg. You can rock it down onto the heel. Draw the midline in a little bit longer. There we go. And now arms out to the sides. All right. With us here, Shirley. Holding strong, eyes up. Beautiful. And now you'll feel that weight. We'll tend to kind of shift forward onto that front foot. So keep kind of pushing into that heel, lowering back. You want a little bit more burn, you can always go deeper into that lunge, but don't force anything. Make sure you feel strong through that front leg. Eyes up, breathing and holding. And 3, 2, 1, come on off. Walk those feet in, standing tall. Good job.
I held my breath.
Uh-oh, you forgot to breathe?
Yeah.
Don't forget to breathe. March and punch. And then we're going to be making our way down to the mat. See, you all do need me to remind you to breathe, right? Sometimes I think I'm just maybe getting to be annoying after a while, telling you to breathe again. But hey, we all need that reminder. I had to tell myself this morning.
You can especially do that when you're balancing.
Yes, to hold your breath and you're starting to balance.
Yeah.
It's easy to do. Last one, and take a pause there. All right, we're just going to introduce that lunge stance with 2 rounds today. Next week, we'll probably work it into 3 rounds. But for now, we're going to start to make our way down to the floor. Keep the air in those bands, those of you that have your B3 bands on today. And we're going to make our way down to the floor. We're going to be working some low back mobility and some glute bridges. So as you come down, we're going to come onto your back. Do you want to bring your mat a little bit closer? I can pull mine this way, and then if you want to have yours go that way, sideways. Perfect. All right, feel free to grab a drink of water on your way down. I didn't really touch any water yet today. Little stopwatch down here. So then as you come on down, we're going to come onto your back. We're going to start with a stretch, and then we're going to be working the back side of our body with those glute bridges. So go ahead and lie on down, coming onto your back. All righty. Once you get down there, think about kind of lifting up your torso. Draw your shoulder blade back and down, and then do that on the other side. Roll over, draw the shoulder back so you can have a nice broad position through your upper body and chest. From there, we're going to kind of move through the hips a little bit. So see where your low back is positioned. I found myself there with my pelvis rocking forward. So I'm just going to lift my hips slightly, draw the belly in towards my spine, and then set my hips back down with a little bit flatter position. You feel that, Diane? All righty. From here, we're going to start with some windshield wipers for the hips. So feet a little bit wider, about hip width apart, and then nice and controlled. You're going to keep your feet on the ground. You can tilt them onto the side of the feet as you lower the knees to one side of the mat, and then up to neutral, back to the starting position, and then nice and smooth, taking it across to the other side of the mat. Let's get about 2 or 3 on each side, and then we're going to start our first round of bridges.
You can turn your head too.
Yeah, you can turn your head with this one if you'd like. As the knees come to one side, bring the head to the other direction. All right, once you've balanced out your legs on both sides, we're going to take about a little over a minute to practice this first set of bridges. So the first thing I want you to focus on is drawing your belly in towards the spine as you rock the hips into the floor. Kind of flatten your low back into the floor, and then start to raise your hips off the ground about 1 segment at a time. Slowly start to create that bridge underneath the back of your body, pushing through the heels. And don't try to win any kind of contest on how high you can get your hips on that first round. Just a little bit of a bridge, and then when you're ready, you'll slowly bring them back down. First round, we're going to be kind of slow and deliberate, and then we'll start to move a little bit faster after that. Knees push wide as you start to bring those hips up once again. Gradually lower down. We'll take about another 30 seconds. So keep those knees pushing out. You should feel yourself driving through the heels of your foot, but just like we talk about when we do our squats, I don't necessarily want you to lift your toes off the ground. See if your body can find where your big toe is planted. And as you push those heels, also try to push that big toe either into the bottom of your shoe or into the floor if you have your shoes off. One more bridge coming on up, lowering it on down, and then let's take a rest from there. From here, let's move into our double kneaded chest. You feel a little awkward with those bands on, so just pull the legs as close as you're comfortable and then rock your body gently side to side. Very good. That's our first of two more sets on those bridges. On this next set, we're going to move just a little bit faster. Take about another 10-second break here, and then we'll go into our second round of those bridges. All right, when you're ready, let's keep the knees bent. Go ahead and place the feet back on the floor. You can rest the hands on the front of your hips or down at the side. And then when you're ready, pull the belly in, roll the hips back, and nice and gradual. You can move a little bit faster this set. Raise your hips up high to the sky, and then nice and controlled, lowering them down. The more you start to raise the hips up, the more you can start to pay attention to your head and neck, drawing that chin in towards the chest, driving the knees nice and wide. I'm going to take a break and just check on Diane, see how she's doing. Very good. Hips up and down. You can start to add a little pause at the top. So when you start to get those hips as high as you feel comfortable, holding for 2 or 3 seconds, and then resting down from there. Very good. Let's take about another 20 seconds here. Slowly start to raise those hips up nice and strong, holding at the top. And when you're wondering how high should you raise the hips, as high as you can without any kind of pinching sensation in the front of the hips or the low back. So go ahead and rest them down. You want to come just a little bit higher, Diane. We're going to go about 2 more reps on this cycle. Up, 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 up. There we go. And slowly come back down. Good. Let's go one more time. Raise them up. Control them down. And pause. Beautiful. We're going to go one more short stretch, and then we'll finish with a final set of those bridges before our cool down stretch. So if that double kneaded chest felt okay, you can go a little bit deeper with what we call our 2-knee twist. So legs held together. Now we bring both legs together across to one side of the body, and we add the head rotation, turning the head to one side, sweeping them up and across, legs come to one side, and then turn that head the other way. And try to use the strength of your abdomen to control how deep into that twist you go. Let's get one more on each side. Legs come across. Gliding through, turn that head. Fantastic. And then when you're ready, place those feet flat back on the ground. Those of you that have air in your band, before we go into the last set, go ahead and release that air. We're at our 20-minute mark. And then once you feel that air release in the legs and the arms, then from there, hands to the side and our final minute of bridges. Those of you coming on for the second class, we got about a 5-minute delayed start because we had some weather come through. We had some rain come through and we had no coverage. So we started a little bit late. If you just hang tight with us, you're welcome to jump in and join us on some glute bridges. This is our last minute of bridge work. And then we're going to finish with a short cool down stretch to finish out this session. Great job, friends. The higher you get those hips, the more you want to focus on that upper spine as well. Draw that chin in, squeeze the bottom, and then take a pause. 30 seconds left. Breathe out as you bridge up. Breathe in as you lower down. Great work. Starting to feel those hamstrings fire. Get those glutes firing. It's really good for our low back as well, to get our glutes to activate, take some of the strain off the muscles of the low back. All right, final rep. Breathing out, raising those hips up. Breathing in, lowering them on down, and resting from there. Fantastic. You should have already let that air out of the bands. So let's go ahead and finish out that cool down stretch. Take your left leg, extend it straight out on the ground, and then take your right shin, hug it in towards your chest. Going to add a couple ankle rolls from there. 3 to 5 rolls each direction. Probably more like 5 to 8. 3 to 5 is a little bit light on those ankle rolls. All right, before you switch legs, take this right leg and just gently pulling it across towards your left shoulder. Breathing here, feel a little bit of an opening into that glute area on that right side. You can either hold it stationary or you can just gently glide that knee up and down. Beautiful. And then when you're ready, let's go ahead and switch legs. Extend out your right leg. And then we'll go to that left leg. Pull that knee in towards the chest, interlace the fingers. Go ahead and visit those ankle rolls about 5 to 8 times each direction. And switch directions when you're ready. Very nice. And now glute stretch with this left leg, pulling this left knee across to the right shoulder. Those jumping on for the second class, this is the end of our first. We're just running a couple minutes over. You wouldn't know it now, but we had a little rainstorm here about 30 minutes ago, some sprinkles. So breathing here, opening up this outer left hip a bit on that glute stretch. And release that leg as well. Beautiful. Last stretch I'd like to do with this group. We don't do it very often, but we're going to come onto the side and we're going to stretch out our quad from a side lying position. Wonderful. So you're going to come onto your side, prop your elbow underneath your shoulder, and then we're trying to grab this top foot. We do it from standing a lot. So you're going to bend the knees, see if you can reach that top foot, and you're looking to pull that heel towards the glute. Once again, for those of you here for the second class, feel free to just jump in and join us. You can also do a standing glute stretch or quad stretch. We've got a little bit different sequence coming up for our second group. All right, when you're ready, go ahead and release that foot. What was that, Diane?
A lot of golfers.
A lot of golfers today. Swing it around. We got a Frisbee golf course all around us here. And now same thing on the other side. Pull that elbow in, stacking it underneath that shoulder. And then we're going to bend that top foot, bend the knee rather, pull that foot towards the glute. Very nice. Heel back. And those of you that it's tough to get this foot, you can always use those long bands or even a towel works well. So if you don't yet have that flexibility to be able to grab your foot, you can utilize this band. And you can wrap a band or a towel around your ankle, and then you come into that side lying position. And then from here, we use this strap to pull that leg back so you can get a stretch for the quad. Those of you that have been stretching, when you're ready, go ahead and release. All right, I'd like to finish this first group with you're on the ground. Just take a moment, return back to your back, lay flat on that ground, and just take a moment here. I'm gonna play the chimes for you. You can rest one hand on your belly, one hand on your chest, and just have a moment to breathe. Listen to those birds. Take a moment of quiet to end the session. Movement is important, and so are moments to be still. Let our body catch up. Whether we're retired, whether we're working, whether we're full-time parents with full-time jobs, we find that life never tends to slow down until we do. So thanks for taking time today to both move your body and to practice a little bit of stillness. Thanks for your patience with the weather, and we'll be back here next time.